sounds like something a Clinton operative would do.
Well, I think it's obvious that he is putting his own personal self-interest and his grudges against the election of the man he professes to say is his friend and whose candidacy he supports. Look, I think Corey Lewandowski is essentially talentless and that he has a screw loose. His commentary on CNN is inane and self-serving. If there was plagiarism, according to what I just read in the New York Times, it appears that it is the fault of some person, a relatively low level, not in the Trump campaign, but at the Trump organization, someone who was well-meaning and thought they were helping.
That's what I heard. That's what I like about them. They are so mom and pop that they got her words, put together a speech, and then she gave it to what this PR friend's what I heard through the grapevine, that then just put the standard thing you put in all speeches about your roots and your family.
Yeah, but to say that, to come out publicly and say that Trump should fire Rick Gates, a very capable guy who serves as Paul Manafort's right-hand man, or Paul Manafort, who is the guy responsible for crushing the rebellion in the Rules Committee
Twice.
And crushing the floor fight, who's the master political technician when it comes to conventions, this is not serving the candidate well. Now, I happen to know that Lewandowski, inebriated last night, tried to crash the Trump family box and had to be restrained by security guards.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Is this breaking here?
This is, I don't know if that's been printed yet. We may be breaking news, but...
Say that again, wow.
Corey Lewandowski tried to crash the Trump family skybox last night in an inebriated state and had to be restrained by security guards. This guy is clearly out of his mind. I think he's probably worried about a story that appeared several weekends ago in the in the New York Post, allegations of embezzling, paying inflated prices for T-shirts and hats and posters and then taking a skim from the vendor. Now, I don't know if that's true, but sooner or later, I would guess there's going to be a formal investigation. So this guy has not only, it appears, tried to damage Trump's candidacy, may have stolen from him, and he's obviously out of control. I just don't know how
Some people can't handle power.
Well, and Donald Trump Jr. Gave an interview earlier today in which he said, we know that Lewandowski is spreading disinformation about the campaign. I heard from a journalist last night who told me very breathlessly, I understand Melania Trump is furious over the speech incident. She's blaming Manafort and she wants Corey Lewandowski back. Every single part of that is a lie, every bit. And under a little bit of cross-examining, became very clear who her source was.
So, I've been talking to you behind the scenes. He's not a conscious saboteur. He's just an egomaniac buffoon.
Yes, I think that's a good characterization.
Wow. Well,
he's a buffoon in the non-pejorative sense of the word. Go ahead.
Wow, I tell you. Well, we've covered some of the negative because that's stuff we've got to deal with. The system's hitting the panic button because populism's rising worldwide. You got Nigel Farage here with huge crowds, rock star, the Briggs that's happening. But the empire is striking back. The special interests, the Republican and Democratic machines have combined forces. They've been all meeting in secret around town. They all said they wouldn't go to the convention, but they're all here, sneaking around in the shadows. I've seen some of them, so that's been confirmed. Romney and the rest scurrying about literally at night, getting into cars and things. So what is afoot in the king's court? Clearly they know he's who America wants. But clearly, there's a lot of subterfuge and cloak and dagger, and different types of skullduggery taking place.
Yeah, no. Look, this is a perfect moment to pay homage to a guy who is a real American patriot. Senator Bob Dole is here. He's supporting the Trump
campaign. Now too.
I worked for him as a legislative assistant, and I worked in his 1996 campaign. He's here. He's in his 90s. This guy is frail, but he's willing to go out and campaign for the Trump-Pence ticket. He's doing his party duty. Now let's contrast him with the Bushes. Where are they? They're not here. You know why? Because they care only about themselves. They care only about lining their own pockets.
And they also vacation with the Clintons.
And their pockets, and the pockets of their cronies, while their policies have made the country poorer, while their policies have made jobs almost obsolete in this country. So I think it's a great juxtaposition. The Bushes are criminals. I've written a book on this, Jeb and the Bush Crime Family. If you haven't seen it, you can go to Infowars.com and snag it right now. I put that in stark contrast to a true American patriot, a guy who was hit by a shell and had to have his entire body reconstructed because of his service in World War II. Bob Dole, a true American patriot, a giant compared to the Bushes, just a giant.
The Bushes are a bunch of I mean, they're organized crime. And you know, they've got so many even patriots, people thinking they're good because, you know, W goes and sees the veterans with the hospital. And I think W is a lot better than, you know, somebody like Cheney. I don't think he actually ran a lot of stuff. But I mean, we're kind of going back in the past. The point is, this is all a referendum on the Clintons and the Bushes. It's time to put them on the ash bin of history. It's time for them to go away. Yeah, look, the whole rise of Trump is a rejection of 30 years of bipartisan treason at a minimum, at a maximum, of bad decisions at a minimum by the Bushes and the Clintons. What have they jointly given us? Endless war, erosion of our civil liberties, massive debt and borrowing, bailouts for the swindlers and the crooks on Wall Street while average people can't find work, and an expensive, ineffective, inefficient, seemingly incoherent foreign policy. We're for Iraq. No, we're for Iran. No, we're for Iraq. Maybe we should be for Iran. We invariably end up facing guns that we have either given people or sold people. We have a president who can't even figure out who the enemy is. Trump admits we've been bought off by the communist Chinese, that Hillary's an operative. He openly talks about how we're funding ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and is advised by General Flynn that exposed that Obama's running ISIS. I mean, he is just everything he's doing. He doesn't want war with Russia, which the West is clearly starting. Not wanting war with Russia is enough for me to support Trump. I mean, the guy is awesome. I've been told by somebody who's been in business with him and known him for 40 years, Dr. Jerome Corsi, that, and I mean, I've been talking to, of course, before when Trump calls him up. I mean, the guys know each other pretty well, not as well as you do, obviously. But he said, listen, Alex, I'm not going to get into it, but he said, Trump knows everything when it comes to what you know. He knew it before you were born about the New World Order. And he said he basically has just been keeping quiet the whole time, even though he fought NAFTA and GATT and did some things. And the point is now he's sucker punching them. That's why they're crapping their pants. And he basically is like a libertarian sleeper cell. Is that accurate? I think he has a very good fix about who these countries' enemies are. He has never been a globalist. He's a nationalist. He doesn't believe in the New World Order. He believes in American sovereignty. He doesn't believe in their schemes for trade. And he knows Russia's barely on its knees. Why attack them? Well, he doesn't want war with Russia. He wants to reach an accommodation with Russia in which everybody can live in peace. Hillary was the one who wants war with Russia because I'm sure she's taking giant contributions from the munitions factory. Yeah, sorry, lady, we got kids. We don't want World War III. So, and I have no doubt, had known Trump for 40 years, Putin would respect Trump. He doesn't respect Barack Obama. He laughs at him. He's a clown. So people say, how would we do to Putin? He might offend him. No, these guys recognize strength. The Russians only recognize strength. Donald Trump is a man of courage. He's a man of integrity. He has got the cojones for a face-to-face with Putin, and he will be a peacemaker, not a war maker. If you want war, vote for Hillary Clinton. She's already telegraphing it. She was a neocon for the Iraq War. I know. I have these leftists running up to me and attacking me and stuff and getting in my face. And they're like, how dare you, warmonger? How dare you, warmonger? Hillary, Hillary. And it's just like, it's total opposite of reality. Yes. I mean, it is crazy. Well, we've only got about 4 or 5 minutes left, and we've got Ted Nugent coming up. I appreciate you coming in through the security cord and all the rest of it. I know you're going to be doing a lot more today. Tell us what else you're going to be up to, Roger Stone, StoneZone.com, and tell us other key tidbits and information that folks should be brought to speed on. I know there's a new T-shirt I heard about. Yeah, look, first of all, one of the best things about the rally that Alex and I spoke at the other day was the enormous number of Hillary for Prison T-shirts, which you can go to the Infowars.com store now and grab yours. And I urge you to do so because get the original article. Once Trump is president, we're going to put that T-shirt in the Smithsonian. You'll be able to see one. Now we are introducing a new T-shirt, which I think folks need to get, telling the real truth about Bill Clinton, who is a serial rapist and a abuser of women. This is the Achilles heel of these globalists, and you will soon be able to get this T-shirt at Infowars.com exclusively, or you can contact us at the Stone Zone or the StoneColdTruth.com, and we'll tell you how to get it. Absolutely. We're going to be carrying it, but just get it right now. And again, going out there, I'd say 1/3 of the people on the street are wearing Hillary for President shirts. It is unbelievable. And the meme has been the #1 search term off and on for a month. We make rape with Bill. We got to make this go full tilt. Yeah. Well, in fact, I think I'm going to fly planes and say Bill Clinton's a rapist. Well, we had hoped to it's not true. We had hoped to plaster the city with a poster like this, but the city fathers pointed out that there are certain regulations against that.
But in other cities, while Alex is flying the banners, we may just have our snipers, that's what they call people who post these posters, where it's perfectly legal, litter all the swing states. He
settled multiple rape cases. He raped the country. And he raped Iraq. He's a rapist.
Absolutely.
He's a public figure. He can go straight to hell.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm done, man. I'm all in against. Briefly, what'd you make of the communist and trying to shut us up? So I tried to go up there and basically take the flag, go to the top. They didn't get too happy about that yesterday.
Well, look, at the rally the other day, you may have noticed that I was sweating so profusely. That's because I was wearing a bulletproof vest. I mean, I get 13 death threats a day, and it's always the same person. It's the same breathy male voice that sounds amazingly like Joe Conason. I don't think it is Joe Conason, but it sure sounds like him. So it is incredible that they blame us for our tactics. We're violent thugs. We're the bad guys. But these people are threatening my family. I had a guy call me this morning, 6:25 in the morning. I've got a bullet with your name on it. I've got a second bullet with Trump's name on it. Hangs up. Tired of this crap. I'm just tired of it. Those are the tactics of the Soros-funded left. I've informed the authorities, and frankly, I've always believed it's those who threaten you that won't hurt you. It's the ones who don't threaten you who.
I was about to say, though, they're scared. That's why they're trying to bring down Fox right now. I mean, this is history is happening. People should be really excited. And notice their intimidation hasn't worked. Thousands of patriots are here. We outnumber the miscreant communists. I'd say 2-1. Yeah, no, it is very heartening to see all those folks out there yesterday. 3,000 people came to a rally, blistering heat, to hear Alex Jones, to hear Roger Stone, to hear an all-star lineup of patriots talk about their love for this country and what this election's really about. Well, I've got to say, I mean, look, we're the real liberals. Okay, I'm for more freedom. You're for more freedom. The so-called left has turned into a bunch of authoritarians, allied with the controlled authoritarian right, and this is the populist resistance to it. Roger Stone, StoneZone.com. We got a big interview we did the other day with you about to come out today as well. We're going to talk some more. I'll see you out there on the floor coming up tonight and tomorrow. Thank you so much, Roger. Great to be here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Roger, let me talk to you real quick during the break. Again, folks, we are going to break here. On the other side, we've got Ted Nugent coming up. Infowars.com/show. Spread that link for real coverage of the rebellion against tyranny at the RNC 2016, live from Cleveland. Stay with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. I was just getting like 15 people out of here during the break. Ted Nugent is scheduled to be calling in, but there's always time zone issues and things like that. And he is on the road going city to city. Notice Ted Nugent is not at the RNC this year because he was not invited. The RNC itself kept him off the list. I don't blame Trump for that. I blame some of the people that, quote, don't want Trump to be too radical. Well, it's radicalism in the face of radicalism that is no vice, to paraphrase Barry Goldwater. At least I plagiarize him here on air. But as they say, stealing is the, at least words and ideas, is the most sincere form of flattery. And I forget who said that. But I'm being a little bit sarcastic now about the fact that they're claiming that Mrs. Trump is engaged in all of that. But what overshadows everything, and what really is the big issue that everyone should be looking at, is that they're trying to have a coup d'etat at Fox. I mean, that really is the big enchilada. This is a big deal, folks. This signals everything Drudge said is dead on. And I know Drudge was legitimate and was really told that, and I've been told similar things, but this shows that intel he got from that individual and others was accurate. This is the year they're trying to come after free speech. They're not doing too well. And it's blown up in their face in Europe as well. But I tell you, very, very exciting to just know that there's patriots here. And I was just talking to John Ronson, who's obviously a famous author and researcher, who was also here while we had Stone in studio. And he was telling me a lot of behind-the-scenes things. And he said, why haven't you talked about the fact that they're chanting Hillary for prison on the delegate floor? And why haven't you talked about the fact that basically people are shouting, stuff from your show? And I said, listen, I know that's going on, but I'm in a war. I got to just move on to the next thing. And when I tell you about the success we're having, it's so you know you're having success. It's because a lot of folks obviously aren't prominent. They're not known. People don't recognize them, so you don't realize that you're not losing, that you're winning. And yes, it is exciting to hear my talking points, my research, my terms, my angles, smashing through the disinformation and being all over mainline talk radio, all over Fox. They're fighting to keep it off CNN, MSNBC. They are scared to death. But listen, I am not the inventor of this. I am not plagiarizing it either. I am enjoying the birthright